Yes, you read that title correctly. I'm gonna be chopping off my hair again. Hey guys, it's me, and today we're gonna be talking about my hair. I have shaved off my hair once again. I'm restarting the growing out process, and we're gonna be talking about that today in this video. I thought I would make this a little bit more interesting though, and I'm actually gonna be putting on some makeup in the process because why not make this a little bit more exciting and entertaining for you guys? And originally I filmed like stuff before I went through and actually shaved my head, but I filmed that same day and originally filmed this video back then, but I decided to scrap it just simply because I don't know, let's do it a little bit differently. I am going to make myself look pretty while we talk about my hair situation and all that good stuff. And also I'm probably going to be recording audio through my cell phone in this video because my sister and her son are here. They might still be asleep. They might continue sleeping while I'm filming. Who knows? We'll figure that out and everything. And I wound up learning when I did my Am I Gonna Buy This video for the month of May that if they're upstairs and her son is singing the song of his people, it'll still pick up on this mic here, but it's at least not going to be as obnoxious if I were to use the internal mic here on my camera. Anyways, without further ado, let's go ahead and dive on into this video. But before we do so, if you guys are new here to my channel, don't forget to hit subscribe, and also while you're down there, definitely give this video a thumbs up because it'll help me out a lot. All my links are down in the description box below, and yeah, let's get into this. I think the most exciting thing that I'm going to be wearing is eyeshadows and whatnot. I'm going to be using the Jubilee palette from Natasha Denona. I got this guy off of Mercari because I talked about this in, I think it was my second BoxyCharm video. Yeah, but this was one of two Natasha Denona palettes that you could possibly get in the May base box. Not the May, the April base box. And I really wanted this one, but I got the other one instead, which was the Ayana palette, which I still really enjoyed that palette. It's a nice little neutrals palette, but this is the one that I really wanted because of colors. So yeah, which by the way, this is not a black, this is like a super dark teal. It's almost kind of like a satin in a way. So yeah, and this guy was brand new too, like the person didn't even use it. Either that or they sanitized it very, very well before sending it to me, because when I got it, it looked completely untouched and everything. I did swatch a few things in here, so that's where this swatch mark on that one is from though. So yeah, I'm gonna be using this guy today on my eyes though. Everything else isn't really that exciting. There are a lot of different things that played into me shaving off my hair again, because I know I had talked about several months ago, it had been about, what was it, like 8 or 9 months since I started the growing out process originally, and things were going really nicely and everything. Like my hair got to like a pretty good length, as you guys know, and as you guys will see and whatnot in like the videos, and like also in like the photo of me showing like all the hair that I cut off and whatnot, because I removed a lot of hair. One of the things that played into it was the fact that when it came to maintaining everything, it was getting to be more and more complicated with maintaining just the hair up top, which I still know that the hair up top is still longer than the hair on the sides. That was a personal decision of mine, just simply because I learned when I had the buzz cuts last year that having it like super short to the point where you could kind of sort of see my scalp peeking through really bothered me, because one of my biggest fears is me getting the family curse on my dad's side of family, which is that I will start balding and be bald before I'm 30. And I'm about to turn 26 in about 2 weeks after this video goes up, I think. My birthday is June 20th, so my birthday is right around the corner. So, yeah, and so last year, like when I had the buzz cuts and whatnot, it was just like, I don't want to necessarily say triggering because that's a bit intense of a way to describe it, but it was definitely not a pleasant feeling either. When I started the growing out process, it was by an accident, which I do believe I mentioned before. Starting the growing out process was a complete and total accident on my part, because what I was wanting to do was originally like I found like a link with the buzz cut that I had liked back in September of last year. Actually, no, not in September. I think it was October of last year. And I found a link that I liked my buzz cut being at. And I was like, let's maintain this a little bit and just like trim off my hair a little bit and everything and just maintain this length for a little bit. Because like at the time, I was under the impression that we would all be getting together for Christmas that year. So I was just like, I'm sure like my family members would love to see me with like super short hair again, because it had been like over 10 years since I had super short hair. So I was like, I'll just do this for them, like let them feel happy and reconnect with me and whatnot, and then realize that, hey, short hair actually isn't for me. So yeah, and that longer hair suits me better. So, but lo and behold, we didn't wind up getting together, which is totally fine. Anyways, I went to trim up everything and I wound up working on second day hair. I think it was either first day hair or second day hair. And because of that, my hair was a little bit oily and I thought that I would still be able to trim things pretty nicely and evenly and whatnot. And in the process, I used a guard that I thought would be a good length for it, ran it over the hair and it didn't cut anything. So I'm like, okay, let me just go down a guard. And then I went down a guard and it cut off way too much. So yeah, so that was a problem that I had right from the get-go. And I was like, ooh, okay, this is too short. I didn't want to go this short. And so I got to thinking, and as I was just trimming up everything, because how I would do was that I would do the sides, the back, and then the top. And so as I was going around and everything, I was like, you know what? Let's just start growing everything out and everything, because I knew back then like the original plan was to start growing out from the top first and maintain that and then grow out everything else. And so that was the original plan back then and whatnot, but I just decided to start that process a lot earlier. And then fast forward to December of 2020, I colored my hair blue. I used Rockabilly Blue from Manic Panic and bleached out my hair and put that blue in my hair, and really enjoyed having that blue in my hair again, because it had been a very long time since I had it. Well, that wound up changing after time went by and whatnot, or at least just the fact of me having blue hair and enjoying having blue hair wound up changing sometime after that, because Manic Panic reformulated Rockabilly Blue and made the lasting power on it a lot more better. Because originally when I had tried Rockabilly Blue out several years ago, when I tried it in the very beginning before they reformulated it, it would only last me but about 2 weeks. Yeah, you know that blue hair that I've had for a very long time? Yeah, I never touched it up, refreshed it, or put any other color in my hair at all since December. So, like, right before Christmas, I think it was December 23rd when I put that blue in my hair. So, right at the very end of the year, all the way up until, like, I shaved it all off, there was still blue in my hair that I never, like, touched up, refreshed, or anything. I didn't put any new color in my hair at all. Blue is just notorious for being extremely difficult to remove, and yeah, that one was very much proving to be just that. And as time went by, and like it definitely faded out a good bit, but I was starting to get bored of it. I started wanting to do like something different with my hair color, but I was having a hard time trying to figure out what to do for my hair color. So I started trying to like get ideas for what it was that I wanted to do, and then kind of started struggling to figure out what exactly to do, because part of me was just like, I want to do something completely different, but since there's still so much blue in my hair, I'm kind of limited as to what I could do, because I didn't want to bleach my hair, as the original plan was to not to bleach my hair until probably either June, so around this time, or wait until probably October, because that is when my friend Shelby is possibly getting married. I haven't heard any updates on the wedding yet, so I don't know if it's getting postponed or not, but hopefully I'll be finding out soon. I wanted to like give my hair some time to just to grow out and whatnot, because I know with like trying to like bleach out like shorter hair, especially knowing that my hair is so curly, it would just be really annoying trying to deal with that and trying to navigate that. So I was just like, let's just give it some time to grow and then we'll bleach out the roots and everything, because I knew I didn't want to bleach over like the pre-lightened hair and whatnot, because I knew if I were to do that I would wind up damaging it a lot. But I also wanted to really change up my hair color recently, like for like probably like the past month or so. I've been wanting to change up my hair color, and so trying to like figure out like how to go about doing that and figuring out what to do in that department, and like what color or colors that I wanted to do, and what all I would need to do to be able to do those colors, and what all I needed to get in order to do those colors. I started like trying to figure all that stuff out. I was like, okay, so I have a little bit of a color remover. Let's give that a go and see if it'll work. I didn't have high hopes in it because, again, blue is really difficult to remove. But also that color remover I've had for a couple of years now, so I had a feeling that it wouldn't work that great. And lo and behold, it didn't do much. It faded it out a little bit, but it didn't do much at all. I started thinking about it and just really thinking about it, and I was like, I'm sick of this blue. It's not wanting to go anywhere. My hair length right now is really annoying and difficult to me. So, you know what? Let's just cut off all my hair. Started thinking about it, and I thought about it for about a day. Like really thinking about it for a day. Like I had been thinking about it for a little while, but I didn't really start really thinking about it until like the day before. And then I was just like, you know what? We're gonna do it. We're gonna go ahead and restart this process, or at least cut off all the blue and just restart the growing out process. That is what I did. So now we are where we are now. So I shaved off everything about a week ago, and I'm surprised that I haven't caved and tried putting some fresh color in my hair. I tried bleaching out my hair right now. But I've been doing really good about it though. I haven't tried to like put any color in my hair, and I've just been, I don't want to necessarily say enjoying my natural hair color, but I've definitely been getting used to it. I mean, I'm not opposed to having my natural hair color. I like my natural hair color. It's just that if I'm going to have my natural hair color, I would also like to have some bright fun colors with it as well. Because my natural hair color is a pretty color, as you guys can see. I just really love having colorful hair. Because I mean, I've had color in my hair since I was 16. Yeah, since I was 16. I started coloring my hair back when I was 16. So we're approaching 10 years that I've been coloring my hair and whatnot, because I didn't start putting like bright colors in my hair until the beginning of 2012. And so because of that, I just have grown to love and appreciate having like bright bold colors in my hair. And then too, it like makes me feel more like me having a lot of color in my hair. I mean, I'm fine with having like my natural hair color and then like an ombre into like a bright fun color. I'm totally am down for that. But I can't have that with my hair right now. And obviously I could like bleach out like a small portion of my hair, but then like I'm not going to be able to touch it up for like several months. I'm not going to be able to do any roots and whatnot for several months. And when it comes time for me to be able to do my roots in several months, I'm going to have to bleach over that pre-lightened hair. And I don't want to have to do that. And so that is why I am going to maintain, or at least I'm going to try to maintain my natural hair color for at least October. At least October, because that is when Shelby's wedding is supposed to be, is right at the end of October. So that's the plan with that. And I'm going to get me a Q-tip so I can clean this up because I know if I try to just block out with concealer, it's just going to turn everything green. So I'll be right back. Just to clean this up, I'm just going to take a Q-tip and I'm just going to take a little bit of my micellar water on the Q-tip here. And by the way, the micellar water that I use is the Garnier Skin Active micellar cleansing water, and this is with vitamin C. It's a all-in-one brightening micellar water, and it removes makeup, cleanses, and adds a glow. So this one is good for dull and sensitive skin. Comes in a yellow bottle. So yeah, which by the way, for those who don't know, Garnier became cruelty-free a couple of months ago. That was when they got their cruelty-free status. So if you're curious as to why I'm using Garnier, that's because they are now cruelty-free. They used to not be, but they now are. So they pulled a CoverGirl in that department. So what I'm just gonna do is I'm just gonna tap over this eyeshadow with the Q-tip. I'm not gonna swipe it, because if I swipe it, then it's just going to drag the product over the skin and smear it into the skin. So I'm just going to tap it just to clean it up. But if the wedding winds up getting postponed, then I'm just going to hold out and do my hair color in November. So that way I can have colored hair in time for Thanksgiving, because I have a strong feeling that my family is going to get together for Thanksgiving this year. We didn't get together last year, and obviously we didn't get together for Christmas for obvious reasons because of the pandemic Lovato. But I know with my dad and I being vaccinated, and I'm sure other members of his side of the family are vaccinated now as well, we should all be safe to get together for Thanksgiving and Christmas. So yeah. And then too, we still got plenty of time if people aren't vaccinated to get vaccinated. Either which way, I'm gonna have like colored hair by then. So yeah, so I'm holding off on bleaching out my hair for a few months, and like I mentioned before, I hope that I can deal with it. The main thing that I am not looking forward to is probably around that point in time, or at least around November. That is when my hair is going to start behaving very strangely because of the fact that I have naturally curly hair. Because of the fact that I have naturally curly hair, that means my hair is going to start squirreling out and like the sides, and especially towards the back. It's going to start squirreling out because I remembered that back when I grew out my mohawk a few years ago. My hair like squirreled out and looked really weird for a hot second there, and then it just wound up getting to a point where I just did not like my hair because I had the hair that I was growing out and then my long bits of hair everywhere else, and I just had no way of having my hair actually look good for about 6 months. So yeah, but luckily since I'm going to be growing out everything all together this time around, my hair should all look just as bad altogether, so yeah, it won't be that big of an issue. I will say this, after having my hair like this for a week, I'm honestly am not mad at it at all. It does take me back a little bit to when I was a kid and when I would have buzz cuts all the time. It is taking me back to those days a bit. But honestly, I'm not mad at it. I'm not entirely sure why. It definitely makes me look very different though. Like, I have just a completely different vibe to myself now with my hair like this. I don't know what it is, but there's just something about me that is just so extremely different now, because it's just like, for one, like I'm not used to just seeing like my natural color and everything, but also there's just, I don't know, it just does something different for my face, I feel. Again, I'm not mad at it, but I definitely do notice that there is just something different about my overall look now. And now that my hair looks like this, I really want to meet up with like friends that I've had for a very long time, like say like like Brittany or Shelby and whatnot. Like I want to meet up with them like soon. Like, and when I say like soon, I mean like I would love to meet up with them like next week. I highly doubt that will happen, but it would be so cool if we could all meet up like next week. That way I can show them myself now. Because I mean like Shelby like saw like video footage and photos of me when I did my initial buzz cut last year. And then Brittany and I hung out, I think, a couple of times when I had the buzz cut last year. But I also had color in my hair back then. But this time around, I'm here with my natural hair color. So it's a completely different vibe now than things were last year. So I'm sure that I look extremely different now compared to back then. Because when I did the buzz cut last year, I turned myself into a neon green Skittle. Although I am totally okay with my hair right now, I'm already planning what I'm going to do for my hair color once I'm able to put some color in my hair. To be able to like get back to like where I'm 100% feeling more like me again. So not only having like long hair all over, but also having colorful hair, then we'll be back in business. Now, one thing I will mention is that during the original growing out process of my hair, I did learn something. And that was the length that I think I would be happy having my hair be at when I have a mullet. Or at least the hair up top. Because I talked about this last year when I shaved my hair, but the original plan that I had for my hair before I had my meltdown and shaved off all my hair was to get a mullet. And I still really want to have a mullet. I still really want that mullet, and that's what we are working on getting to now, is getting to have that mullet. I figured out the length that I would like the mullet to be up top, and that was the length that my hair was at before I shaved off everything last week. So, because that length is actually a pretty nice length for me to have up top, because it's not too long and it's not too short for a mullet, and I think with like the texture of my hair, it would look really nice with a mullet. So once I get to the point in the process where it's like, okay, time to get my mullet on, I'll be able to like show like a hairstylist a reference photo of like how short I want the hair up top to be. Man, I forgot how nice this foundation looks on the skin. This is the Firm Flesh Thick Stick Foundation. Now that I am restarting the growing out process, I can finally work towards getting my hair back to where I want it to be. Because ultimately, even though I did lose like 8 months of growth and whatnot by restarting this process, I think doing it this way is going to just be a lot easier, because now I don't have to worry about trimming my hair once a month, which is really nice for me, because I mean, shaving hair is easy to do. Using clippers on your own is easy to do, because I mean, like, back when I had long hair, I had my side cuts, and I would trim those up once a month. So I got pretty good at using clippers to just shave hair and whatnot. And then too, like, I cut my dad's hair now, and all I do with his hair is I just use clippers on his head to guard all over. But not having to do it for probably almost a year, it's probably gonna be, it's gonna be so nice. I won't have to worry about dealing with that for an entire year. Oh, it's gonna be wonderful. The only thing that I don't look forward to, though, is the fact that like my hair is gonna look absolutely insane for a period of time. The next steps are either in late October or late November, I'm going to bleach out my hair again and pop some color in, which the plan is to do some like pastels. Like either do like silver or possibly a pastel rainbow. Kind of want to do that. I think that would be really fun to do, a pastel rainbow. I've been wanting to do that for years now. And so I think doing that would be really fun and just a great thing to do during this period of time and everything. Just to like have something fun, but with it being pastel and whatnot, I won't have to worry about it staining my hair too badly. So that's why I'm thinking like, let's do a pastel rainbow, so that way I won't have to worry about things just like getting weird and whatnot with my hair color over time, and things like staying longer than I want them to stay. And then I'll just leave my hair alone for a while. And when I say I'm gonna leave it alone for a while, I mean like it's probably gonna be probably a year after I do my roots in October or November before I do them again. I'm probably gonna just stick with like pastels mostly for a while once I pop color in my hair and everything, so that way like if I do want to like change up my color, I don't have to worry about like staining and all that jazz. I like having colors for a long period of time, but I don't want them to stain and stay in my hair for an extremely long time. Because I mean, I've had a lot of colors in the past do that. Why did I try putting highlighter on my cupid's bow? I haven't done that in a very, very long time. I'm going to hold out on it though, just simply so that way I can have plenty of time for my hair to grow out and for it to get long enough to where it'll be easier to do my roots and whatnot. But I think also probably around the year mark is probably when I'll give myself side cuts again, because I do want to have side cuts with my mullet. Like I want to have that style of mullet where like you have the full-blown side cut and then like the short on top and the long in the back. I don't necessarily want the type of mullets that say like Miley Cyrus has and everything, which there's nothing wrong with those types of mullets. It's just that I don't think that will be the kind of mullet that will suit me. I've said this multiple times before, but there's a style of mullet for everyone, and you just have to find the one that is going to work for you. And I think the one that is going to work for me is having like the length that my hair was up top before be that length and then everything else be long. I think that's going to be the type of mullet that's going to work for me. Now, sadly, I don't think I'll probably be able to straighten my hair at all with my mullet looking that way. But honestly, I'm not really that mad about it. I might no longer straighten my hair. Who knows? I might do so if I let like the hair up top hit like a certain length to where when I do straighten it, it'll actually look good, because the length that my hair was at before would not look good when it's straightened. Like, I don't know why, it just never looked good. But I worry if I were to let it get longer though, then like when it comes time to have the mullet, it probably wouldn't look that good. But this is the final look though. Ooh, yes. This is the look though. I think this is a really pretty look. This is why I really wanted this Natasha Denona palette though, because I mean, look how fun this look is. Not trying to shit on the Ayana palette, but I mean, this is definitely something more up my speed. I'm still gonna keep the Ayana palette though, because it's a nice little neutrals palette. But I think that is it for this video. I think I told you guys all my plans for my hair, why I shaved everything off, why I'm restarting the growing out process. It's time to begin another hair journey and kind of sort of restart one. So, man, things are definitely gonna get interesting, because this is about, I'd say about a month, maybe a month and a half of new growth here, and then what's up top is about maybe 2 months of new growth maybe. What is up here? I can't remember how long my hair was when I hit the 2-month mark, or at least when I got to this stage. I think it was about 2 months. October is definitely when things are going to start getting interested with my hair, because my hair is going to start swirling out a little bit. It's going to start getting a little bit more curly and swirly and whatnot on the sides, and especially towards the back. Up top, not so much because of how I handle my hair and let it dry and whatnot. But one thing's for certain though, probably once things start getting long and everything and start hanging out the way that they want to hang out, I'm definitely am going to look very strange. And I don't know if I'm ready for that yet, but I'll have to deal with it. Anyways, that is it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And until I see you guys in my next one, whenever the hell that may be, goodbye.